WHBQ.com. Take us with you everywhere on your phone or tablet by downloading the Sports 56 app, and at home, tell Alexa or Google to play Sports 56. If it's happening in the world of sports, we've got it covered. Wherever you are, stay tuned to Real Sports Talk. Sports 56 and 87.7 FM. Real Sports Talk. Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis and WPGF-LP Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations. It's Johnny Radio's Happy Hour.
If you like pina colada, stay away again.
On Sports 56 and 87.7 FM. This hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Check it out right here.
Ladies and gentlemen, and now,
the 3-time sexiest man in Millington, Johnny Harden.
What is up? Welcome into little Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. I am your sports mixologist, John Harden. On the other side of the glass, he's back, people. It is Gabe Coon in the hizzy. What up, Gabe?
Hanging out, man. Hanging out. I'll have a quick week this week, too.
By the way, I got some wannabe Laker over here hanging out with us, dude. Who is this?
Kobe Bryant's in here, man.
Dude, I know. I thought it was Carl. I thought Carl was working here. Now we got Kobe up in the house, dude. He's got his Laker gear on. Does he realize the Lakers didn't have a very good weekend? Or is he like that Boogie Cousins?
They just grabbed Avery Bradley, man. Woo! Super huge, right? Huge.
Dude. And Rajon Rondo. And, I just love all these broken pieces they got. Aging LeBron James.
Just like last year, man. Doing the same thing.
How you doing over there, Laker fan? Doing good? But you know what? I do have to say something. I'm a Memphis fan. I can't really say much except for in Zach I trust. And I trust and I believe. And we got maybe Tyus coming. We got all kinds of crazy stuff going on in the front office. If you listen to CJ Hurt and Peter Edmiston today from The Experience, you heard everything you need to know about the Grizzlies, their front office, what's going on, the moves that they're making, all that good stuff. If you listen to Middays today, I got to say, because I'm kind of bringing up, you need that Sports 56 mobile app. And you also need to start checking out the Periscope and the Facebook and that feed, because this morning I was laughing so hard. You could tell, Peter Edmiston, when he's reading a text, his eyes go like Cheech and Chong. And then when it's wild, they pop open like they're about to pop out of his eyeballs like bug-eyed. Yeah, dude. So he goes straight from Cheech and Chong to bug-eyed. So it's going to be something pretty good. So it's kind of funny to watch. But Tony Harris came on Middays today. Pretty much basically dropped a bomb. I don't know if anybody heard it or noticed.
I caught that one.
It really felt like a bomb to me.
It was tweeted out, I believe.
Woo! Yeah, go check that. Don't do it right now. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. But later on, you have got to go back and listen to Greg and Eli talk with Tony Harris about Memphis and UT paying players. Vols. So, wowzers. Very interesting stuff. But you know what? We have so much to talk about. I don't think I've heard one time today until the very end of Greg and Eli's show. I did hear them talk about the home run derby. Yelich is out, by the way. Yelich pulls out. Is that news, y'all? Dude, by the way, when I saw that, Yelich pulls out, I was like, I cannot even believe they would put this, they have gone to a new low. Who in the heck did they talk to?
They didn't put of home run derby?
And then when I saw that they talked to some dude, I realized it was about the home run derby.
Wait, was that actually a headline?
Oh, one headline. The first headline I saw.
Yelich
pulls out. And I was like, what the bleep is going on? I know there's no baseball today. It's just a home run derby, but dang.
They couldn't have thought that one through a little more.
I honestly think they did that on purpose. I really, really, really do. I think to get people like me to click immediately. But we have so much to talk about because, again, we have baseball's middle season, home run derby tonight. I'm going to explain to you some of the home run rules, et cetera, who to bet on if you want to play that later on. In the very last segment, we have Hardwood because it feels so good. I have tweeted out a lot of stuff that I'm going to talk about in Hardwood, and I'm telling you, this is one that you don't want to miss. Gabe, you're going to have to keep me on point today. I'm going to have to be like rapid fire Hardwood because it's like power. And then I'm just going to have to leave you, the people, to go out there and kind of like do a little bit more research because, I mean, we got alligators in front cars. We've got crazy we got beaches in Mississippi closing because of these crazy algae blooms and they're killing people and stuff. And then we found out that a Playboy Playmate went to the moon. Did y'all know that?
I saw you post a story. I know. I got that news from you.
I'll have to explain all these things.
That's the only type of news. That's the news I get from you.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? That's
Good
the
stuff.
best stuff I read
Good
on a daily
stuff,
basis.
Dog. Good stuff. Yeah. All these wonderful things and more we're going to rock through at Hardwood. And then I have Straight No Chaser where I basically at 2 o'clock, I turn the show over to Gabe Kuhn. He runs this bad boy and he asks me some questions. And when I need a chaser, he lets me know what he's talking about and he kind of picks my mind.
It's so easy to join the Sports 56 text line. You can even do it while in
duds. From Coco to the Women's World Cup to a kid coming out of nowhere and just winning a golf tournament, you know. Hey, just finished my amateur and just want you to know I'm here. And, yes, I'm already a winner. So, yes, we have a ton of stuff to talk about. Then there was also the Kawhi news, which I would like to say to start off the show. In all honesty, I want a lot of credit. And I got a pretty good argument with you, remember?
He's so funny, though. I mean, you got to love it. 1 a.m. drops the news.
But you have to admit also, did I not tell you, me and you got in the big argument, and my crux, what I would not come off, is I kept saying, and I said, there is no way in hell he's going to L.A. to play second fiddle to LeBron James. He's got 2 titles. He's got 2 chips.
Were you talking to me?
Was it maybe it was Isaac? I think it was Isaac.
I don't think it was me.
Maybe it was Isaac. Man,
might have been Isaac.
We were talking. Anyway, I was rapping with somebody and I was saying there's no way this dude's going to go play second fiddle to LeBron James. You don't go win a chip when you're a kid. You don't win your second chip in your first year at Toronto when nobody saw it even coming. They'd already crowned Golden State before the season started. Kawhi gets that chip. I kept saying, I don't care what he does, but I just know one thing he will not do. He will not go be anybody else's beep. And y'all thought I was crazy. I got killed on the First Bank text line at 67129. I got crushed by a lot of my friends. And y'all were like, what are you talking about, dude? AD's there. They've worked out the money. Man, this dude's going. Anyway, I would just like to say, let's just be real. That was a Billions. And I'm talking about, have you ever seen the movie Billions?
No, I
mean, it's not a movie. It's a TV show. It's got that dude who is in it. It's like, Paul Giamatti and the guy that always talks like kind of with the lisp or whatever, who is in a lot of the shows. He's a really good actor though, man. I don't know how to explain it, but in the show.
It's called Billions.
Oh, it's about like, it's 67129. Hit up Gabe and explain to him Billions. It's kind of just like, people making baller moves and how billionaires think different. And they make moves like 20 steps ahead. And it's like the show is because it always comes. Like the reason you kind of come back or I come back to watch it is because you never know what direction it's going to go. And you have a district attorney always trying to take down the billionaire who's like cheating, people out of millions and billions of dollars. Things like that. And anyway, I'm not saying Kawhi cheated anybody, but man, he made a billionaire move. He made the move that nobody saw coming. He got Paul George, playoff P. That's right. Paul George to come play fiddle with him at the Clippers. And I told y'all how many years ago did I tell y'all Steve Ballmer? Ballmer. He was the best thing that ever happened to the Clippers. Actually, the best thing that happened to the Clippers was that, like, when Donald Sterling went completely bananas and she dropped that videotape and you saw him as for what he was and they kicked him out of the National Basketball Association and Ballmer comes in and pays $2 billion for the Clippers, $2 billion, and he's got the deepest pockets of any owner in any professional sports. You got to say, what? They're going to be on the rise eventually. I told you, in all of life, what goes up must come down. One day, Dr. Bus is gone, man. Jeannie, Rob Pelinka, a.k.a. Rob. Rob Lowe, or Doc Rivers in the billions, and the 40 billion that Ballmer has in his deep pockets. Let me see. I can go to L.A., be second fiddle to LeBron, play under, who's my head coach in reality? Is it Jay Kidd, or is it, who is that guy? Is his name Vogel something? Who's that guy that was in the league a few years ago with Indiana? What, can we remember? Is it like Frank or something?
Frank
the hot
Vogel.
sauce guy?
Frank Vogel.
Didn't he make some hot sauce or something called Frank's, I think?
I don't know if he did that.
No, I don't.
That would be cool. That'd be all right if it was him.
What I'm trying to say is we if you looked at this, you had to see. I didn't know where he was going, but I knew it wasn't L.A., so I didn't understand why everybody kept saying he's going to L.A. Because I'm like, no, Kawhi's not an idiot. I don't think so. He's different.
I to be honest with you, I never got the LeBron and Kawhi pairing. I didn't think that was going to happen.
I think it would be a decent pairing on the
it'd
court
be
and
great.
it would work out, but I don't know how, if a person wins 2 chips, unlike Kevin Durant, who had to go join a 73-win team that already won a chip to get his chips. Kawhi just won his chips because he was lucky to be drafted with the Spurs and he was a baller. And then he just went to Toronto and balled out and took the East Coast and said, let me show you what I can do. It is not LeBron's East Coast. It is now my East Coast until I leave it. I'm here for 1 year. I win it. I'm in it. I owned it. I left it. See you. Peace. Toronto. I loved you. That was just a billionaire baller move. Playoff P. Everything Kawhi did, I have to say, I thought it was straight dope, and I thought it was great for the NBA. I love what's going on.
And all my homies who ruled the Clippers out, shame on y'all. Man.
Shame.
Golly.
How can you rule out Stevie Ballmer with all them billions? How can you rule out the Doc Rivers and a team that has, like the 6th man of the year? I mean, you look at like
when the Paul George news came out, we finally figured out why he waited so long. He was trying to get that in place before he went.
I
don't know if he had made a decision. People were saying he had a decision already. I don't think he had a decision until that move was set in stone.
I agree. I think that this was made actually about a year. Well, I think this was planned because if you know
him and P,
the Clippers
were
have been but the Clippers were like literally did everything they could. They've been for a year wooing Kawhi Leonard and basically saying we'll do anything. And Kawhi basically let him know if you do this, I'll hold up my end of the bargain. And you know what? They did what they were supposed to do. He held up his end of the bargain. He also, feels like kind of sprinkled a little hate on the Lakers. Completely held them out to dry. I thought it was fascinating. Then we know what's going on in the East. Brooklyn's now got KD and Kyrie. Again, we're going to have 2 guys who could never win a championship alone. And KD had to join a 73-win team to go get his championships. He's coming off an Achilles injury. I've already told you Kyrie will never win a championship without LeBron James. Brooklyn, yes, you might feel like winners today, but I hate to say it, your fans in a few years, all they're going to be is Eastern Conference champs. Maybe. Actually, you know what? I don't even think they win an Eastern Conference championship. I think they make it to the Eastern Conference finals, but the East is still going to be a beast. The East is still not going to just be you, baby. I know Kevin Durant. Do you know who I am? Yeah, you're Kevin Durant, but you're also Kevin Durant coming back with an Achilles injury. And Kyrie is the ball hog of all ball hogs who plays no defense, who thinks he's a superstar, who makes everybody miserable around him. Kevin Durant makes everybody miserable around him. They're now the leader of the Brooklyn team, and guess what? 2 miserable bunions do not make, usually if you go mathematics, 2 negatives make a positive. I don't think it works like that in the locker room. I don't think all of a sudden because you have negative Nelly and Kyrie and KD that a bunch of young fellows and other guys are going to come in there and all of a sudden they're going to all pep up and be friendly and be all team.
I mean,
friendly.
next year that's a bottom half seed regardless without KD.
So
all my Nets fans out there, I can't imagine many.
It's a 2-year plan. It's definitely next year is nothing.
Fans.
They ain't gonna be doing nothing.
Yeah, next year ain't nothing for them.
But I did want to mention that I thought the biggest baller move by far of the weekend had to be Kawhi, playoff P, Stevie Ballmer, Stevie B, yeah, Like that dude just goes crazy, and that was awesome. Doc and them, I love what they're doing. We'll see what the Lakers and Lakers fans, like my man Carl over here, he's trying to talk about Boogie Cousins. And he's like, yo, man, Boogie j- on one leg because he's now got only one leg. He going to do some stuff. You better watch it now. And then he was trying to tell me, hold on, let me think. Rondo, he won a championship before I was born, but he was still good. I'm sorry, Carl. I just got to do that to you, brother.
They just went out and signed everybody around the age of LeBron, who LeBron had trouble beating back in the day. That was basically what they did, and what they did last. I don't really have help for them, man. They're trying hard. I got to give them their credit there. But
Jerry West, by the way, can we say baller?
Stud,
Always,
absolutely.
no matter where he goes. Jerry West, I mean, what he did with the Grizzlies, even when he was here. Now, what he did with the Golden State Warriors. Then he goes to the Clippers, and he just gets Kawhi to go. Maybe it's Jerry West who's the dude in the background pulling all the billionaire moves. Jerry West, you know what? You are my Paul Giamatti in the TV series Billions. People don't even see you coming, man. You just a bad man. Bad man. Now, I got to mention this straight up, bringing it up. Y'all know yesterday, two things. By the way, like, two things were great, and this is what I don't understand. Coco Golf is, by the way, like watching a girl who cannot drive a car. I was thinking about this. Like, did you realize that this girl can't drive a car and she can play
probably
tennis
just
that
got her
good?
permit, right?
Yeah, she's 15 years old, man. She can't drive a car. Did you see that girl playing this morning? I watched Wimbledon for the first time because I wanted to see this young lady against who was, I think, like 7 in the world or whatever. I couldn't watch it all because, I do have to work, but it was amazing. Sunday, I get up in the morning. I watch the Women's World Cup. Man, our girls are awesome. They kick tail. They take names. They don't play no games. They are ballers, shot callers. They went straight through the World Cup. How many times did they lose? How many times? Zero, dude.
They have placed in the last 8. So,
dude, they won by the
and
largest.
won 4.
Like they have the largest, most goals in a World Cup. All kind. They did all kinds of great things. But then there's also all these crazy things that people are talking about, like equal pay and trying to say. Again, I've always wondered this. How is it that people are like literally, oh man, they equal pay? Dude, go do some, like, don't, like, why is it that because 25 girls start, Alex Morgan says a few things before the Women's World Cup about, men make more than women. Okay, well, then does the WNBA need to make the same amount as the NBA?
Different argument.
Why?
Because
What's
they don't
the
get this.
difference?
Because the WNBA gets not even close to the ratings that the
Neither
NBA
does this. What is $6 billion to
They do get
133?
better ratings.
No. You're talking about ratings. I'm talking about revenue. This is a fact, Jack. This is right here. New York Times, Forbes. What is the difference between $6 billion and 133
But you're talking
million?
about the whole tournament as a whole.
Yes, that's
That's not what the U.S. does. The U.S. doesn't generate that.
I
The
know
U.S.
that's
men
why.
don't.
Guess what? That's what I was trying to explain. And people aren't even saying this. How much money are the men making because they didn't make the tournament? Zero. In their contract, they don't get paid. They're not in the tournament.
Okay.
The women have $100,000 base salary. They got $250,000 in
The
bonuses.
women would make zero if they didn't make the tournament.
$450,000 this year. They're going
But
to
they
great
make it.
hotels. Alex Morgan has a $3 million modeling contract. Is it equal pay for just the United States women, or is it equal pay for all women in the tournament? Because the U.S. women made more than any other team in the tournament.
They're talking about U.S. women, clearly.
Okay.
Very clearly.
See, that's what I'm saying. Let's just be real, dude. Why is it that how do we get millionaires to get people to fight to get them more money? I don't understand that. They make a larger percentage. The men aren't making $1. And again, thank you, New York Times, for like putting it out.
Here's the thing I
Men's
have.
contract, they do not get paid if they do not make the tournament.
I just want to point this out. I agree
Oh,
that
by the
there's
way,
bigger
the women
there's
get
definitely
38% to 2.
there's pay gaps that need to be fought for harder. I'm very
Yeah.
much with you. I'm very much with you on that. But at the same time, I want you to know there's 20 contractual games that
The 20 friendlies we're talking about?
that U.S. teams have to play in a year.
20
There's
friendlies.
20. There's
Yes.
20 friendlies.
Yeah, I know
okay?
exactly what you're talking about.
In those friendlies, the U.S. women generated more than the men in revenue.
Okay.
So they made $50.8 million compared to $49.9 with the men. But the men make a max of $263,000 per year,
And the women
and
make
the women make
164.
they make 99 is the max.
164.32.
Is that for the? It's for the Women's World Cup, right?
No, for that. That was for the upper tiered women because there's actually a pay scale actually for the highest paid women. The average is what you were talking about.
99.
Yes, 99 is the average.
So
The highest
263
tier,
is the
correct.
average for the men.
Correct. Yes, there is more average. I agree. That is not
That's
fair.
interesting to me.
That is okay. Again, but we're also talking about people who are making 164,000. Like, I mean, like, what
Yes,
do you
again,
wanna
they're not
fight
struggling.
about?
They're not really struggling. I
Like
get that.
realistically, what are we gonna like? We're a country already divided, and instead of celebrating the women winning the World Cup, so yesterday should have been a celebration, unequivocally a celebration. All it was a fight. Women should make more. Women should. We didn't celebrate the Women's World Cup. All we did was go into our little corners and our little teams and fight.
I had my fun with it. I mean,
No,
they
I
won.
had my fun.
Yeah,
But you know what?
yeah.
The minute I left the house, that's all people every
hey.
bar, you go to any you know.
Know what I do nowadays is I just let people be miserable.
By the way, did you drive
You can
around
be miserable
anyway,
and you
listening
can
to
get
the
mad.
car? All these people are talking about like things that aren't real. And by the way, again, it's called economics. 6 billion, 133 million. Again, I have daughters. I want equal pay, but again, I also want people to know what they're fighting for. I think fake outrage, and I didn't believe it. Rob Fisher was unequivocally right. This is fake outrage. And again, it's also the most selfish outrage I've ever heard. Again, they're only fighting for themselves equal pay. They're not fighting for the other women to make more money, just themselves. And they're only fighting against the U.S. men, which is weird, who aren't even getting paid because they didn't make the damn tournament. And then the other thing that I don't understand is Alex Morgan, who brought this up, is she splitting her money that she makes from the revenue that she does for modeling, where they discovered her for playing for the U.S. women's national team? No, she's not. So I don't feel like, well, Christine Rampone, she's a better player, but she's not as pretty as Alex. She gets $3 million in her deal. So is Alex splitting that money? Is now she's supposed to do that? No, it's called capitalism, and we do a thing by revenue. And the fact that they make 38%,
But
and then they get to
year
split
to
hold on,
year.
the entire bonus. No, but then hold on. The men get zero in bonuses. The women get 250,000. Like, do y'all not realize like the women got
Because they won,
250,000?
right?
Yes.
Yeah, but they won.
But I know they won, so why is it we can't celebrate the girls' women? Why do
Absolutely.
we talk about if like here's what they keep saying? Well, if the men this is the argument. If the men would have won, they would have won this. They hadn't won ever. The girls have 3 titles. The men have 0. The men have never won
Every year in their 20 friendlies, the men make more.
And
Correct?
you're right.
That's
They
the biggest thing I can fight for. I can say
And-
that is wrong because the women
And here's what
per
I'm gonna
year
tell you.
generate more money.
But here's what I'm going to tell you why, and this is what it says by. This is the USMNT, like the whatever men's national team, and the USWNT. They say they are separate entities. They both have player contracts, and guess what? They were both collectively bargained. Okay. Now we talk about the NFL, the NBA, and the MLB, and we always say the NFL is so dumb because they can't get together and do a good collective bargaining agreement. So if the men did a better job in their collective bargaining agreement than the women did, is that the men's fault? Like, I mean, like again, why are you pointing your outrage at something that's not real? They did their own collective bargaining agreement. They hired their own attorney. They went there to represent themselves. Now, after they win all this, they want to go back on it. That's fine. It comes up in 2020. 2021, you get to go back and collectively bargain because that's what
to
you
be
signed
fair, this
for.
has been a thing for a while. This has been an argument
just
for
saying,
a while.
though, you know,
When they win, every time they win, it becomes more of an issue. It becomes more of an outward noticed issue. I'm with you there.
Again, because it becomes more fake. It becomes more of, hold on. Like, I mean, you can look
Well, when
it
you
up
see
at their
someone
net
win
worth.
all these times and you see them continually show success and represent the country, you feel like they would deserve more money.
Alex Morgan and her, she's only got $3 million in the bank. She only made $450,000 the last 3 months. We need to go fight for her to make some more, okay? Now, while the teachers are making $11.11 an hour, I want to go fight for Alex Morgan.
Like
okay?
I said before this whole thing,
Plus
there
a
are
$3 million
definitely
modeling contract.
there are pay gaps
25
that
women.
absolutely need more attention.
Yeah, there are a lot
With,
bigger
yes.
discrepancies
I
in the
agree
women's
completely.
national soccer team and the men. I mean, it's a joke. I couldn't even celebrate. It should be a great weekend for women's sports with the women's national team, with Coco, men and women all together watching and enjoying it. And instead, it became a men versus women gender thing. And I thought that sucked. And then a lot of people came out with BS. And then, okay, who sets the page, Johnny? You have tones of being a sexist. Well, thank you, I guess. Sure, you're allowed to have opinion. Thanks for texting, but I can't believe you think I would be a sexist. I'm called a realist. I have daughters. I have a granddaughter. I have one grandson. And it's called economics. And it's called fake outrage. Again, the women, did you know what the U.S. women made during this World Cup? $450,000, each one of them. And you are upset that they didn't make enough? How much are you going to make this year? Is anybody fighting for you?
But is it that they're not making enough, or is it that they're not making what they should be comparatively?
They made more than any other women's team.
You compare them to the men.
Hold on, again, the men this year made zero. So they made more than the men.
Well, they're bad. They don't make it. That's not really an argument. When they do make it, they make more. Every year they make more.
All I'm trying to say is, and a lot of people are saying, Johnny, I can't believe this is you. Johnny, you sound sexist. No, I'm saying I can't believe that I leave my house at 12:30 and I go out and hear nothing but everybody talking about the chance of equal pay instead of celebrating the women's victory. I can't believe that, again, Alex Morgan, who's sitting on $3 million cash, and this women's national, they made $450,000 this year. They made just in the World Cup. That's not even include their $100,000 a year salary that they make from the United States, the USWNT. Okay? And I got to take my break because I got to go to a guest. But I'm just saying, I am just trying to tell you about economics. And I am just trying to tell you that, if you go read an article and you go, there's especially a great one about, about David Rudd out right now. Excellent journalism work. I think, what's her name right now? I'm going to be so frustrated with myself that I can't remember it off the top of my head. But it's Catherine Burgess. That's right. She's a great journalist. She's working her tail off. And she dropped a great article about Mayor Lee Harris, who opposed the $1 million allocation to the University of Memphis swimming facility. And the reason he did it is because teachers are making, 330 of them are making $11.11 an hour. There was a bill for them to at least go up to $15 an hour. We're talking about teachers at the university. The things that basically now are enslaving people with thousands of dollars of debt. But y'all want to fight again for girls who made $450,000 this year instead of the fact that he vetoed a pay raise from $11.11 to $15 an hour when he makes over $1 million a year. And he said he ain't going to back down because he don't answer the mayor. He answered the board of trustees. That's morally wrong what he's doing. But y'all are talking about soccer. That's all I'm trying to tell y'all. Get your focus in the right direction. Not 25 girls, but the entire country. Because this is going around at every university. And they're supposed to represent your community and your state. Whatever you do, though, don't touch that dial. And hit me up at 67129. I got to take a break because I'm about to get beat on Sports 56, 87.7 FM.
Sports 56.
It's so easy to join the Sports 56 text line. You can even do it while in a coma like this nice lady lying here next to me. Simply reach over to your mobile device and send a text message to the number 67129. Type in the message, 56 join. And our texting server Central Command Center will accept your request to join the Sports 56 text line. You will then be able to text with the hosts on our sports talk radio programs. Go ahead. Grab your phone and send the message, 56 join, to 67129. Talk to you soon. Or should I say, text you soon. Ha ha. Ha ha. Ha.
New resident Carolyn, share with us why you chose Town Village.
Well, if your parents or special friends need to make that big move, let me share with you my experience. It was tough for me to leave home, but then I discovered Town Village. I would like to highly recommend Town Village to you and your loved ones. After looking at all the amenities and meeting all the people and staff, I was hooked. From restaurant, bistro, 3 meals per day, housekeeping, transportation, security, health care, physical therapy, exercise room, and even a heated pool and spa. Come see us and make your new home at Town Village.
Visit us and call Daniel at Town Village Audubon Park at 901-374-7342. There's no place like home, Town Village.
Sleepy Z's Mattresses by Michael Zellner is the winner of the Memphis Most Best Mattress Store for 4 straight years. They have an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau, and Sleepy Z's is the mattress store where you can save 50 to 80% off retail store prices every day of the week. They carry Serta and several other brands and have hundreds of mattresses to choose from. Go there today and mention Sports 56. You'll get an extra 10% off any mattress or furniture. Call Michael directly at 901-359-1040. It's Sleepy Z's, located at 2790 Kirby Winton Road.
At Walgreens, we know that your day doesn't stop for diabetes. So when you've got places to go and people to see, count on Walgreens every day to get expert diabetes advice 24/7. Find all major brands of testing supplies like Walgreens True Metrics in-store and online. And download tools to help you stay on track, like our 5-star mobile app with Pill Reminder. At Walgreens, we are your diabetes go-to. Stop by and talk to your pharmacist today. Walgreens, trusted since 1901.
DeSoto Auto Sales specializes in late model cars with low mileage. They have the highest standards in the car industry. All of their cars are test driven, checked out from head to toe, unlimited inventory, every make and model. And if it's not on the lot, they'll find it for you. Walk in the door of DeSoto Auto Sales, 5704 Goodman Road. Within 45 minutes, you can test your car, get credit approval, and finish paperwork within an hour. No shortcuts at DeSoto Auto Sales. Kind, courteous employees, a down-home environment. DeSoto Auto Sales cares about your time. Lowest prices in a 350-mile radius. We're living in a world today where time does matter. Visit them online. Check out their referrals. DeSotoAutosales.com. Very proud to serve DeSoto County and other surrounding areas. DeSoto Auto Sales, 5704 Goodman Road. Call 662-890-7184. 662-890-7184. Come on down to DeSoto Auto Sales.
Got something you want to get off your chest?
You better have a backup plan.
Want to join the conversation?
Someone needs to tell him he has to grow up.
Join us on the First Bank phone lines at 360-8255 or the First Bank text line at 67129. Now back to Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. On Sports 56 and 87.7 FM. This hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why. Show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why. For if we don't find
The next whiskey bar, I tell you we must die. Now, this is a very fascinating. I got so many people. Some people are saying, man, I love this one. Yo, mama. LOL. I love you too. One said, it's not a free market. There are crooks setting the differences. Now, you know what? I can agree with you there, unequivocally. I think there are crooks basically everywhere, unfortunately. We used to value workers. We don't value workers anymore. I think there's a lot of problems out there. I think there are a lot of things that need to be fixed. I think, though, that the one thing we should not do is have outrage over a fake story, over something that's not even real. Again, it's simple mathematics. 1 + 1 is 2. 6 billion is more than 133 million. Splitting what these girls split. In fact, the men, again, they collectively bargained their agreement just as the women did, and they don't get paid because they didn't make it, yo. So, yeah, they made more because they didn't make jack. So this, if they won it, they would have gotten more. That's an if argument that didn't happen. And it's realistically BS. But that's cool. I think there are real problems of sexism in this world. And I mean, my girlfriend, where she comes from, trust me, I know about sexist. She couldn't drive. She couldn't go to school. I know, so again, I'm trying to say that there are things to really fight for. And somebody who just made $450K over the last 3 months. And then again, one girl who's leading the fight, who has a $3 million contract for modeling. I sure as bleep don't want to hear her. Do you know what I mean? They're in first class hotels. They're in first class planes. They're living first class lives.
I am completely with the fact there are other pay gaps.
And
There's
this
other
is what
wages
we're gonna,
that need to be
spend our
that
money
need-
Monday on.
that need to be talked about. Absolutely, I'm with you there.
If
but
that's
to say
tones
there's
of
no
sexist-
argument, is just plain up wrong.
I mean, what is the argument? Okay,
Because year to year, they make more, they produce more money.
Here's my question. No. My question though is, where they make a higher percentage already, correct?
Of the FIFA money. We're talking. The World Cup is completely
You're talking
separate
about
from year to year what they
friendlies.
make.
Yes,
they're 20.
okay. Well, that's collectively bargained. They can do it in 2021.
Okay.
So then that's all they have to do is do a better job collectively bargaining. They're the ones who will be at the table. Do a better job. I mean, is that not what you say to the NBA? Is that not what you say to the NFL?
Do they have control over the whole thing? Who runs their players association? Do you know any of this? That's the problem. Is I don't know enough about where.
That's what I was trying to say. It's Miss Rampone and Alex Morgan.
It is.
Yeah. That's why they're leading this charge. They're wanting more money. Good.
Okay. Well, they're getting
Go
out ahead of
for
it. And they're going to go
went
get
out
it
way
done
ahead,
then in the
and-
players'
Well,
thing.
good for them.
When they
But what I'm
collectively
just
bargain.
trying to say is, why is it we aren't celebrating Coco and the women's national team and celebrating how awesome they are and how awesome this was?
I thought I was. I thought I was.
Dude, I hadn't heard anybody celebrating it. All I've heard about is some BS pay. They ain't made no money. Y'all acting like these girls are going back to the poorhouse. I mean, that's realistically, and this is a fact. Jack Sunday Morning did a piece. Sunday Morning did a piece on Memphis and about how poor this city is, and we're talking about girls who made $450,000 in the last 3 months. Shoot me in the head if forgive me, I don't give a damn. I literally don't.
I mean, I didn't even think this was a conversation I was having. I didn't have this conversation until I got in here.
We had Rise Memphis. Oh, see, I had it all. Oh, dude, all you have to do is look on Twitter. All you have to do is look at any article, USA Today, New York Times, Washington Post. You can pull up any magazine, any sham. Every person has been talking about this since before the World Cup and during the World Cup. I bet you can go Google it right now, and there's about 200,000 articles practically.
Oh, 100%, 100%. But I was celebrating their win yesterday.
So you weren't listening to the radio?
I didn't listen to the rest of the stuff, man.
Man, I listen to radio all day. I watch TV all night.
I think that there's a point to be made. I think there's obviously, we've been through this. There's wage differences. There's things that need to be addressed. They make plenty of money. I agree with everything you're saying on that front, but there is an argument there at the end of the day. There really is. And yes, they can go do it in the Players Association, but they don't make as much money comparatively to the men, even though they generate more revenue per year. That's where I am at on the situation. And I don't really think.
Well, then why don't the men come out and say, I want more than, this small percentage, and I want. And why don't they get better and then actually win a World Cup? That'd be nice.
That would be nice.
Put a little player incentive in there like the girls
But
do.
here's the thing is, the women have played well enough to have an argument. The men haven't played well enough. And I don't think they should be arguing
But they're not making
with
anything. They don't get paid when they don't go to the World Cup. Yes, year to year they have a salary.
Yeah.
But so far the women have made more because they've gone and won. They performed.
Yeah.
So,
and
that's what I'm saying.
You should get more if you win.
And
really
again, this is why it's called economics. You should. And again, we shouldn't be having a fake argument. And the argument that people are making, if the men would have won, which they aren't even going to the damn thing, they would have gotten more. And the reason is because the men's World Cup generates $5 billion more dollars than the women's. How hard
And also,
is that
how
to freaking
theoretical is
understand?
how theoretical
that's
is
a
it?
fact.
No. How theoretical is it that the men would ever win at this point?
Oh,
I mean, that's the other thing.
The best they ever did was third in 1930.
That's the biggest point I have in this whole situation. We're not going to celebrate mediocrity. We want to celebrate champions, and if those champions feel they need more,
But again, I wanted to bring up
And
one
wanna
other
be
thing. What
fairly
ticks me
paid?
off, they bring up they're only talking about themselves. They aren't fighting for fighting for all women. They're not fighting for women's equal pay. They're fighting for themselves. And then they somehow convinced everybody
because
else.
they
But what I'm saying
found
is-
a way to generate more revenue.
I know, and they are, but what I'm just saying is they have convinced the world to take up. I mean, why is the world taking up a millionaire's cause when, again, you have 90% of the country who makes less than $15 an hour?
It's a good question.
Man,
That's a great
ridiculous,
question. I
man.
look at every step of the way. I have addressed this. I've said yes. There needs to be outrage where
Let's
these
go
pay
always
wages and
argue
everything.
About the top 10%, don't we?
Yeah, it seems to be how it works, man.
I don't get it, man. Anyway, I'd like to get to some studs and some duds. So you want to do it with me? Let's go. 1, 2, 3, let's go. I love all you people out there. Keep your old text of flying. They are flying strong. Some people say I'm speaking the truth. Some people say I'm crazier than Cooter Brown. Probably somewhere in between. Maybe a little both. Who knows? But keep them coming. First Bank text line 67129. And, of course, 901.
John, this ain't the first time you've had a controversial opinion, okay?
No, probably not.
Yeah, so
probably won't be the
we're here.
last. Oh, man. Ooh-wee. Man, if Honey could... this is one day I should have actually brought Honey in here so she could actually tell people. Anyway, I need to go ahead and give some serious studs because I would actually like to say congratulations to the U.S. women's soccer team. They kicked... Well, no. I mean, they were shaking their booties and partying in the thing, but right after the little end, they had to sit there and say that, oh, it's all over. I want to congratulate them. They did a great job. I mean, they won it all. I also want to thank Matthew Wolf and say you're a super stud. I don't know how this kid did it. Honestly, I really don't. Do y'all realize? I don't know if people realize this. Do you know in the last 40 years how many people have won a golf tournament before they turn 21? Do you know how many people have won it?
No.
Well, before him, only 3.
Okay. I was going to say a small number, probably on one hand.
It was
Good for
Roy
him.
McIlroy, Jordan Spieth, and Tiger Woods. No, I'm sorry, 4. It was also Phil Mickelson did it. My bad. Sorry, Phil. Almost forgot you, dude. So 4 people did it before him. He is the 5th golfer in the last 40 years to win before turning 21. Holy bleep, if you know what I'm saying. That dude is awesome. And then Coco Gauff, she can't drive, but she can play tennis better than anybody. She is amazing. And I also have to say, tonight is the Home Run Derby. Home Run Derby. Tonight. And by the way, I don't know if people realize, we are on a record pace. We have
they're going to
almost
shatter it.
3,700 home runs going into the All-Star break. We are about to shatter the all-time single-season MLB record. My man Christian Yelich, he has, get this, 31 bombs. Pete Alonso has 30 bombs. Now, these are the guys who are hitting the best. They're only on pace for 53 and 52. So when it makes you kind of think back to all of these guys who are going to hit 40 and 50 this year, how special 61 really is, and how the steroid era really kind of did take that number, that magical number of 61 away from me. So I do have to give a stud from that. Like I have to take away and give a dud from that. But then I also have to give a dud to the writers who still tell everybody that I watched growing up that they can't get in the Hall of Fame because they cheated. Because everybody, dadgummit, was cheating, and it wasn't even cheating at that time. And was it morally wrong? Absolutely, but everybody was doing it. And again, if we look at every single decade in baseball, there is a problem. You go back to Babe Ruth, he played only against white dudes. You go back to like one generation, they were taking uppers and doing yayo like it was going out of style. You know? Then we had the steroid era. We always got errors, and right now it's all about health and nutrition. But, man, coming up next, we got lots of losers on the other side. So whatever you do, don't think about touching that dial. Keep those texts coming at the First Bank text line. And remember, the most important thing, the best barbecue in the world, it's at Central Barbecue, baby. 4 locations, downtown, midtown. That's the original gangster. And, of course, right there on Poplar. Don't forget about the Bad Boy on Summer. It's so crazy because you could just drive down. I love that location, man. I love it. They got the big rooms over there, the big TV. It's a great location. 4 beautiful places, but you know what? There's only one place you need to go if you want to ship that beautiful barbecue anywhere in the great U.S. of A., and that's cbqmemphis.com. That's right, cbqmemphis.com. Whether you are out east, downtown, midtown, wherever, there's a Central Barbecue close to you. Memphis is the best barbecue in the world. And Central, it really is simply the best. And don't forget, if your kids are really picky and annoying and you can't make a sandwich for them, get their smoked turkey. Get their pulled turkey. Buy it in bulk. You will thank me later. And don't forget, save a little bit of room for that banana pudding because it is out of control. Central Barbecue is simply the best. Coming up, we got some losers. And we got to talk about this LaCroix stuff. It is going to be interesting. So whatever you do, don't touch that dial. We'll be right back. Sports 56, 87.7 FM.
Check out Dave Voloshin and Brett Norsworthy with Sports Time. Weekdays from 3 till 6 on Sports 56 and 87.7 FM.
I'm here with Anna and Catherine, 2 of Mr. Charlie Virgos' granddaughters at the Rendezvous restaurant. Okay, ladies, you guys and gals now ship a Rendezvous nacho box. Why had no one thought of that before?
We do. We have no idea. Someone suggested it to us, and at first even we went, can we make that work?
So we sent a bunch of sample boxes to friends and family to only rave reviews.
Okay, so what comes in the nacho box?
You get Rendezvous pulled pork, a bag of Brim's corn chips, a bottle of Rendezvous barbecue sauce, a bottle of Rendezvous seasoning, a tub of Poncho's cheese dip, and a jar of Flo's pickled jalapenos from Felicia Suzanne's.
The box is $99, which includes overnight shipping. It makes 6 to 8 full dinner-sized nachos, or feeds way more if you're just serving it as an appetizer.
It truly is a perfect taste of Memphis. A great gift for family, friends, clients, coworkers, or just some Memphis expats.
Where do we order these delicious nachos?
At hogsfly.com.
Mr. Charlie Virgos' Rendezvous Restaurant, a family-owned restaurant in downtown Memphis in the alley since 1948.
You'll see the dedication in every single step. You'll see it in the smiles when smiles are hard to get. You'll see it in the little things that add up to success. The caring and passion are the things that we love best.
Wolf Chase Lemon Brace is your Mid-South provider for orthotics and prosthetics. They are an ABC accredited facility, and their practitioners are ABC certified. At Wolf Chase Lemon Brace, their services include artificial limbs, legs and arms, braces of all kinds, and custom molded inserts. You can call them today at 901-507-7821 for their location on Highway 64 in between Germantown Parkway and Appling Road, or visit them at their new location in Jackson, Tennessee. That number is 731-660-5900, or visit them on the web at wolfchaselemonbrace.com.
Driving is freedom. The freedom to keep moving, to control your destiny, and to choose your path. And now, that freedom fits in the palm of your hand. It's called Ford Pass, the only app that gives you roadside assistance, Ford Pass rewards, and now when you buy or lease a new Ford, earn points you can use toward flexible complimentary maintenance that gives you, well, more freedom. Ford Pass, built to keep you moving. Built Ford proud. Visit your participating Ford dealership to find out about getting flexible complimentary maintenance when you buy or lease a new Ford and sign up for rewards.
Roadside assistance is included for certain Ford owners and available to everyone for a per-service fee. Ford reserves the right to change program details without obligations. Visit your participating dealer or FordPassRewards.com for program rules and restrictions. Ford Pass, compatible with select smartphone platforms, is available via a download.
His wife's words echoed in his mind.
You never fix anything around here.
Well, today that would change. He would fix the water heater. He'd show her that he was the handyman of this house. He was more than capable. Oh, no. Covered it. August 14th, 2008. Talk to farmers. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
Call Chad Gatlin at 901-235-1176 or get a fast quote at MemphisFarmers.com.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
Looking good and feeling good? You've been to Rooster's Men's Grooming, the all-American classic barbershop. Whether boy or man, sportster or professional, when service matters, Rooster's is the choice for all gentlemen. Rooster's Men's Grooming offers a full-service shave, precision haircuts, and more, all with top-of-the-line products in a truly professional atmosphere. They even remember your name and offer you a beer. When looking good and feeling good matters, relax and unwind at Rooster's Men's Grooming, Paragon Place, 6300 Poplar.
Need physical therapy but don't know where to go? Tried physical therapy but had a bad experience? Grab your physician's referral and head to Revolution Physical Therapy at the corner of Goodman and Getwell. At Revolution PT, you'll get one-on-one, hands-on therapy. Better and more thorough than just going to the gym. Revolution is locally owned and staffed by neighbors who care about your maximum recovery. And they accept all major insurances. Certified in dry needling, expert in myofascial release. Always relaxed and friendly. Revolution Physical Therapy is just what you need.
Now back to Johnny Radio's Happy Hour.
Kick it over here.
On Sports 56 and 87.7 FM. This hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
What is up? What is up? Welcome back into a little Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. I am your sports mixologist, John Harden. And I got to say, I am in a very good mood. A lot of y'all think I'm a little bit like in a bad mood or a little fired up. Maybe I sounded a little bit fired up. I was a little bit fired up. There's also a couple other people, by the way. There's other people who, completely think I am unequivocally wrong. And if I am, if I am wrong completely, then I hope everybody out there can see it. I want to build up women. I love women. Women, I've thought about women my whole life. I have daughters. I open up doors for women. I'm an old school gentleman. I'm also a real nice dude. I pick up people, help out homeless. Again, all I'm trying to say is that we realistically, if you are in Memphis, Tennessee, and you watch the Sunday morning CBS national news about people outside of this talking about our community and how Rise is coming here to give $100,000 because we're so stupid and we don't have any money and we're so poor, and they talk about how we have nothing, and then you again want to go out there and the same people in this city are out there talking and fighting for women who make $450,000 when right here in Memphis, underneath your nose, there's a fight between the president of the University of Memphis, right under your nose. Dr. David Rudd is fighting with the Shelby County mayor over $1 million. He decided to veto and not give that to them to let them, fix their pool. So all of a sudden, Dr. We can basically say in the whole situation, let's just be real. The president and the fact that Shelby County Mayor Lee Harris are actually having a fight, and people are more concerned about the women's national team, and this affects you, in our city. I don't understand that. And it affects us on so many levels. Dr. David Rudd screaming. He doesn't answer to the Shelby County mayor. He answers to the board of trustees and the accreditation standards. Then the mayor comes out and talks about how he vetoed, from taking the fact that you have over 330 employees who make $11.11 an hour, and you vetoed to just get them up to $15 an hour slowly over the next few years at I thought it was a pretty slow rate increase, but you kill that and you pay yourself more than $1 million a year. But people aren't talking about Harris and Dr. David Rudd. You're talking about the women. Again, I think there are so much bigger issues out there, and that's all I'm trying to say. I love everybody, and I love these women, and I want to celebrate these women. I want to celebrate our girl out there, Coco. But again, if I'm going to get outraged about something, I can promise you, I'm going to get outraged about the people who are outraged over something that I find is stupid when right here in this city, like poverty and racism is real. Sexism is real. But dude, on this level, are you kidding me? She has like Alex Morgan, who's calling sexism, she's got a $3 million contract. I guess she's getting discriminated against. How is that? I can't figure. But hey, people pull out billionaire moves like Kawhi Leonard and hide things all the time, don't they? But you know what? I'm going to switch up, get off all this, give it over to my man Gabe Kuhn. We going straight no chaser. It all coming next, right here on Sports 56, 87.7 FM.
Hi, this is Troy Five Ash, owner of Five Ash Roofing. If you're in need of a roof, there's no better place to start than Five Ash Roofing. No matter what your situation is, we have you covered. We can walk you through the insurance process without committing fraud like many of my competitors. You'd be surprised how many times salesmen and contractors will manufacture storm damage just so they can get a sale. We do residential, multifamily, and commercial work. We're certified in every form of roofing we offer. Our labor warranties are for the life of the shingle, and we don't charge extra for that. And to my knowledge, there's no other roofing company in Memphis offering that level of security. And if that's not enough, we offer a best price guarantee. We are the official roofer of the University of Memphis Athletic Department and a proud member of the Tigers home team. Five Ash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Five Ash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
You don't have to go all the way to the Caribbean to have a taste of the Caribbean. You can have it right here in downtown Memphis. Curry and jerk, coconut shrimp. Chef Ricardo, give the people a little bit of a description of what those coconut shrimp are like.
One of the main ingredients, we got sweet shredded coconut in it, so you just gotta hop on down, come to 126 Monroe Avenue. We make it fresh every day.
Man, and then you have festival breads that are also made in-house.
You got a lot of different type of festival bread like recipe, but the one that we got at Curry and Jerk is different from anywhere else you would go.
Tell me why rice and peas are so good.
Well, our rice and peas got the original flavor and the original taste of like the real Jamaican rice and beans, so you're not getting any knockoff, you're getting the real stuff.
If you want authentic Caribbean cuisine, think only one place, Curry and Jerk, located in the heart of downtown Memphis at 126 Monroe.
Once upon a time, there was a sleepy bear in search of a place to nap. Like the inside of a car. A coupe? Too small. An SUV? Too big. A station wagon? Just right. But as his eyelids began to get heavy... Covered it. September 30th, 2013. Talk to farmers. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
Call Chad Gatlin at 901-235-1176 or get a fast quote at memphisfarmers.com.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
DeSoto Auto Sales specializes in late model cars with low mileage. They have the highest standards in the car industry. All of their cars are test driven, checked out from head to toe, unlimited inventory, every make and model. And if it's not on the lot, they'll find it for you. Walk in the door of DeSoto Auto Sales, 5704 Goodman Road. Within 45 minutes, you can test your car, get credit approval, and finish paperwork within an hour. No shortcuts at DeSoto Auto Sales. Kind, courteous employees, a down-home environment. DeSoto Auto Sales cares about your time. Lowest prices in a 350-mile radius. We're living in a world today where time does matter. Visit them online. Check out their referrals. DeSotoAutosales.com. Very proud to serve DeSoto County and other surrounding areas. DeSoto Auto Sales, 5704 Goodman Road. Call 662-890-7184. 662-890-7184. Come on down to DeSoto Auto Sales.
Looking good and feeling good? You've been to Rooster's Men's Grooming, the all-American classic barbershop. Whether boy or man, sportster or professional, when service matters, Rooster's is the choice for all gentlemen. Rooster's Men's Grooming offers a full-service shave, precision haircuts, and more, all with top-of-the-line products in a truly professional atmosphere. They even remember your name and offer you a beer. When looking good and feeling good matters, relax and unwind at Rooster's Men's Grooming, Paragon Place, 6300 Poplar.
You already know you can listen to Sports 56 and 87.7 FM anywhere with the Sports 56 app or at sports56whbq.com. But you can also keep up to date with everything going on by keeping up with Sports 56 on social media. Be sure to follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook for information on breaking news, station events, big guests, and opportunities to win prizes. Don't miss out on anything that's going on. Stay in touch with Sports 56 and 87.7 FM. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter today. Real Sports Talk. Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis and WPGF-LP Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations. It's Johnny Radio's Happy Hour.
If you like pina coladas.
On Sports 56 and 87.7 FM.
Check it out right here. Ladies and gentlemen. And now?
Now, a man that eats meat so rare, he only eats unicorns. Johnny Harden.
What is up? What is up? What is up? Welcome into Little Johnny Radio's Happy Hour, and I'm really fired up, man. We had a great weekend, didn't we? We had a young man who came out, and he won a golf tournament out of nowhere. I still don't know how this young man did it. Matthew Wolf, we will remember you. I think Coco Golf will be around for a long time. This girl can play tennis better than I can drive, and she can't even drive yet. Isn't that crazy? I've been driving for like 20.
I honestly can't. She is a blooming superstar, right? She's got to be.
Dude,
she's gonna be one of the best in the game soon.
Did you
right?
see that? She got a New Balance contract and everything.
She got to the round of 16 at
Dude,
Wimbledon at
she
the age of
balled.
15. Has that been done before?
Man, all I know is Coco, I love you. I think she was so much fun. I liked her enthusiasm. I love, like, she was going back and forth. They were, and I think they called it volleying. They were volleying back and forth. Did
you watch any of it? That's probably
I
the
did.
thing.
That's what I'm saying. I
did
never
too.
watch.
I did too.
don't
I watched
do this.
hers.
I watched back in the day when like Anna Kournikova and Maria Sharapova might play a match or two, like for like 10 minutes. They'd catch me because they were always going, oh. I'd always watch a little Serena because like at the end when she's winning a championship, just because like, dude, you have to see greatness. You know what I mean? Like
She's nice. She's like
her
best to ever do it,
dominance.
really.
And her sister did it before her, so I remember watching Venus when I was younger. But then going on to Serena. But I hadn't watched really women's tennis in a while since Serena got pregnant, et cetera, and had kind of took a little bit off. You know what I mean? And then this girl just comes out of nowhere, and by all of a sudden I'm pulling in and changing the channel. I'm putting on Wimbledon, turning. I had in the background. Don't worry, I had my Sports 56 mobile app going. But I was watching, had Peter Edmiston making all this crazy Cheech and Chong, like from some Cheech and Chong eyes to bug-eyed. You can tell from him reading text. It was hilarious. But I love watching that thing. It's really good. But hey, we're about to do a little bit of Straight No Chaser. I got to tell all you people a couple things. I got to do one quick thing, though, before I give this thing over to my man. And I hate doing this, because I don't want to bring this up, because when one person says this, I really shouldn't give them weight, but I feel like I have to address this. I'm not going to sit here and even tell you about anything about my ethnicity or my families or my background. I don't feel like I need to do that. But to call me a racist, sexist, get real. Like, realistically, I want you to, like, literally stop arguing and listen. And if you really believe where you're at, economically we are doing well, then maybe poverty in this city is not important to you. But for me, I think what's going on with Mayor Harris and Dr. David Rudd is a hell of a lot more important than what's going on with the women's soccer team, especially for our community. I want you to think about who I'm talking about too. This is a fact, Jack. You can look at the numbers. The University of Memphis, and this is according to the Commercial Appeal, employs more female African-American women than almost any other institution. Yet they are not making a living wage. They're making $11.11. Harris is vetoed the $1 million to the pool because Dr. David Rudd vetoed making slowly, even Harris said, give the ones who have been there 10 years, the longest, slowly raise it up to $15 an hour. I'm talking about African-American women. So how am I a racist sexist? I'm just trying to point out where your outrage should be. And it sure shouldn't be for a bunch of millionaires who have somehow pulled the wig over your face that have you now fighting instead of celebrating their victory and being proud of our country. You're talking about how they need to get more. Well, I think the people in this city, the women who are working their tails off, who've been at the university for 10 years and haven't got a raise, I think they need somebody to speak for them. And you know what? It's going to be me. You want to call me a racist, sexist? Fine. But I'm going to stand up for the people that I believe in, and I believe the people in this community, and I actually believe Harris is doing the right thing. Thank you, Shelby County Mayor Harris. And I hope Dr. David Rudd comes around and sees what he's doing, and the simple fact that, you know, I hope not everybody's blind. I got to give Catherine Burgess a shout out. Great job at the Commercial Appeal reporting on this. Go check out her article. She lays it all out there between Harris and Dr. Rudd. And basically how Dr. Rudd, who pays himself over $1 million, doesn't want to, over the next 5 years, slowly increase from $11.11 an hour to $15 an hour. Vetoed it. No, not going to do it. But we want to fight about the girls who just made $450K. Again, if I'm a racist, sexist for wanting to fight for like the real issues I believe in, well, then I guess I'm a racist, sexist.
Granted, there, like I have said this whole time, I think there's something to fight for as far as the U.S. women's national team is. That's maybe my opinion. I do think there's something to fight for. Yes, these people need a voice too. There needs to be somebody speaking up for them as well. But that doesn't take away from the fact that the U.S. women's national team deserves a little more than the men's. Just truthfully. Deserves at least on par. But that's where I'm at. I just don't think that – I think there's an argument there is all I'm trying to say. Okay. Yes, we could focus on different things.
And then I'm going to bring in an economics teacher, and he's going to explain how the argument works. And if you have a collective bargaining, like you collectively bargain an agreement, and you're making 38%, and then you're splitting the entire bonus pool, and you agreed for that, and you give it $100,000, a year salary, years that you're not playing in the World Cup, and you collectively bargained it, and the men who, get paid more with those friendlies, yes, but they don't get paid jack because they're not in the World Cup, and we're still making an argument about it. But if they ever did, dude, it was 1930. The best they did was get third. They're not going to be there. They're not getting paid. They're not making World Cup money. Stop. And again, worry about your community. Let's kind of grow from within outward. I'm more worried about us than I am, again. I think Alex Morgan's going to sleep pretty good tonight. I bet she has a really nice bed, but there's a lot of people in this city that aren't going to be sleeping night. I go down to the Mission like basically every week. So they ain't going to be sleeping as good. By the way, there's another one. This dude's hilarious. I got some great texts. Johnny, I heard you were having lunch with Tom Bowen and Melissa McFerrin yesterday. Is there any truth to that rumor? No, but that was pretty funny. By the way, the whole Melissa McFerrin stuff, we will be talking hopefully with Evan Barnes later this week. And that stuff is getting interesting. The email exchange, the whole timing of the contract, just the fact that...
I will say something for her on her behalf. She has been fairly open about this whole thing. She's let the investigative team come in and do their jobs. So we'll see what comes out of it.
That's why, again, I'm
but
not
right now
really
there's
saying,
nothing.
That's what I was getting ready to say. I went through and looked
there's
through
players
this.
saying things, and there's been remarks and everything like that of what she treated them like, but there really isn't, like...
There's no smoking gun.
Yeah.
Okay, the investigation revealed that several players believed that the staff exceeded NCAA weekly and daily practice limits, but there, however, was no proof. And then again, they say that, a survey of 9 players who competed in the 2017 and 18, 6 said they were not likely or at all to recommend McFerrin to recruit a friend. She has some, she has some craziness written. I mean, like if you go through, you can go to the dailymemphian.com. You can read this story for yourself. They got it all laid out there, the timeline. They got everything, how much she's getting paid. It is pretty fascinating. It's some interesting stuff. But again, I don't know, man. Again, I'm gonna let this one continue to play before I really jump in. If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, there's a lot of things like
there's
that.
There's still a lot that I'm
well,
gonna stand back
there's
on.
a lot of situations like that you don't want to just hop in and make a flash judgment about because there's just not enough information.
Yeah, and like for me, like Kawhi made a billionaire move this week. That was a baller move that he made. What he did in the NBA, I thought was dope. What the women's national team did over there and kicking everybody's tail, I thought was awesome. Coco was dope. Now it's time to get to one of my favorite segments where I actually turn this thing over. I shut up for a minute and let Gabe do some talking. But before I do, I got to tell you, everybody out there, you need some cash. I get it to you really fast. 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. You call Bill at I Buy Houses. Bing, bang, boom, done. Got it sold just like that. 901-406-1101. You give them a call, 901-406-1101. That's any house, any area, as is. If you still got family in town, dude, get over there, dude. Get this thing done. You got some estate, you got some property you got to get rid of. 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. You got somebody that you want to, like, hey, you know somebody that needs to sell their house? Call him up. You can get a little cash on the front end when they sell that bad boy. Like he'll give you finder's fee. 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Call my buddy Bill at I Buy Them Houses. Let's go to Hardinwood. I mean, straight no chaser.
It happens. It happens. Happy Monday.
Thank you. Happy Monday to you, Dave.
The brain juices have to get flowing. I feel you.
They do. They do.
All right, here we go. I know you wanted to talk about this, so let's get to it. How do you feel about base runner and catcher collisions? Obviously, I think you know what I'm talking about. You're an MLB guy. This is your forte. What do you think about them?
I have to say, in all honesty, I am older. I am against them. When I see,
were you taught growing up?
When I was growing up, that's what I'm saying. We killed people.
Okay.
I mean, we had fight. That's what I'm saying. Me and the White Station shortstop. Shout out, what's up, Pimpin'? I know he's out there. I run into him still. We brawled right there on second base. I thought he disrespected
Y'all good
me.
now though?
Yeah, we're good. I mean,
Okay.
I got that's what I'm saying. Most everybody I ever fought, we ended up becoming friends.
Yeah.
But I mean, digging in. If I saw somebody digging in back then, we would brush them back off the plate. The game was a lot different. And again, if the catcher was in your way, we were taught to smoke him. And I mean smoke him. And I've smoked some.
So if he's blocking the plate,
smoke him. There's times where I could have gone around, instead I went through him. And that was stupid. And
okay, but has there been, the MLB has passed some things, right?
That's what I'm saying.
As far as,
This is what I was saying. They've changed the rules completely. You're not allowed to do this. Jay Marisnick was called out. If you don't know about this, I mean, this was this is 10-10, bang, bang. What are they in the ninth inning? Ball's hit out to right field. Calhoun catches it, comes up firing. LaCroix's right there, moves up the line, grabs the ball, and Marisnick doesn't go around him, does not slide. He lowers the boom at 6'4", 225, and I mean, he lowered the boom. And I'm going to tell you right now, in my opinion, right after he did it, you could already see the regret. The regret, like, damn. And I thought to myself, muscle memory.
Man,
I wonder if he was taught that because he's 28 years old. I wonder if he's on the cusp of that, how he was taught,
Yeah, and I agree with you because my age, I told you this before the show, like my age wasn't really
You weren't taught that.
We were taught to slide, get around him, go through his, you know what I mean? We were never taught to truck, but at the same time, he is 28, so he's probably on that cusp. And when you play baseball at a high level, I guarantee there's some old school coaches that are going to teach you certain ways of going about things. But I'll tell you one thing, is I watched some UFC fights this weekend, really good card this weekend if you're a UFC fan, where a guy's face didn't get as messed up as Luke Roy's did. That was awful. He broke his nose.
He got a concussion.
He's going to be out for probably an extended period of time, and it's hard to watch when stuff like that happens. I get that it's sort of an old school way of playing ball, and a lot of older people will defend it. But judging by the fact that the MLB has passed things to say that this is not good, and the fact that we really did get a guy absolutely injured out of his mind because of this same.
But what I'm saying is people's mentality has changed so much. I mean, Pete Rose was celebrated for ending Ray Fosse's career. Like, literally celebrated.
And that's not a good thing, though.
Still, I saw old people who were saying that was good baseball. I want that back in baseball. I heard last night, late night on a show, I couldn't believe it. Two dudes were arguing. One guy was saying, this was what I grew up watching. I loved it. It felt like old school baseball. And the other guy was looking at him like, are you on like drugs? Like, have you lost your damn mind? He could have killed that dude. And by the way, Marisnik again, he's 6'4", 225. This is a full-grown man running
Lucroy
full
has
speed.
no momentum
He's
behind him.
standing there, just standing
And
there.
by the
he
way,
got
are we
lit up.
talking padding? They don't have padding.
Dude, they don't got jag, baby.
So
And
that's
the other
where
thing.
I'm at. I'm like, that's kind of disgusting. I
Another
don't really
reason
like
why
it
there's
in
not an
baseball.
argument. Don't tell me that if you take the helmets off of the NFL players, these guys aren't going to, their heads aren't going to run into each other.
Well, they made a rule. You can't be part of the play with the helmet. That hasn't stopped anybody.
It doesn't stop.
That
Jack.
hasn't stopped anybody.
But anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So you're sort of both ways on this.
No. What I am is not both ways. What I am is we had it wrong. We are going now in the right direction, but I do feel that there has to be a slow, like there's going to be, unfortunately, a small progression. Like, I don't think we're going to see this again. Like, I think that a lot of people learned a lot this Sunday. I think Jay learned a lot. I think, it's been a while since we've seen a catcher get lit up like that.
I agree.
And
I
Yadi
agree.
Molina, by the way,
Oh,
if anybody saw him on Twitter, I couldn't agree with him more. And he even went back at some people because a lot of people, again, were saying that was good old
A
baseball.
lot of expletives.
But again, there
lot
was a
of
lot
expletives
of,
in that post.
Again, from the old people, yes, I understand. I loved baseball from back in the day. I did. But do I think that now guys who are 6'4", 225 that run as fast as they do, and you got guys standing there, do I think that we could get somebody killed? Absolutely. I think it's a good thing they took it out of the game.
Do you want to move on, man? Do you want to?
Let's go.
You want to? No sports for the rest of the segment. You ready?
Uh-oh.
What is like the weirdest museum exhibit you've seen? Like, sort of just like a anything, sort of an exhibit that you've seen that has kind of been weird.
Oh, unequivocally, a poop collection.
Okay, wow. Where's that at?
It was like Ripley's Believe It or Not. I did not actually personally see it. This is a TV show, okay? But it was that dude who's like can't walk and he talks funny. He's in a TV show and he does like some Ripley's Believe It or Not TV show. And there's a dude who collects poo. Literal. Not like there's like a name
Like different
for it.
kinds of
it's
poop?
like called
Or is it
Korea.
like
fossilized poop. His goal in his life is to have the largest, he already has it, but he wants the largest fossilized piece of poo in the world. And it has a name. And somebody who's like a
homie has some problems, man.
like, he has some major problems.
We need to get him right.
Like,
'cause
he
I don't
gets
think
a
that's ever going to
magnifying
be.
glass and goes through it, and he says, like, you can't tell history unless you examine people's poo. Dude was the weirdest person in the history of the world. And if that is not the weirdest answer, tell me I didn't win.
Well, it's the same answer, man.
What?
Guess what? There's actually a poop museum.
No.
In Japan. I don't know if they have
Hold on,
real
this was
poop,
why
though.
you were
I don't know
asking-
if they have real poop.
This
So
guy's
this
got
guy's
real.
crazier.
Yeah,
So
he's
your
crazy.
story is a little.
And it's in his house. He turned his house into a museum.
But they have a poop museum where they like have interactive poop games. They have, poop like art,
Oh, my
poop
goodness.
sculptures. It's called the Unko Museum. It's in Yokohama, Japan. And when I saw this story, I
thought
was
of me, thanks.
absolutely amazed because they had pictures of like little kids in there, playing the poop games and like having fun. It was like a very popular
No.
museum.
No.
Yeah, I'm serious.
No.
This is a thing.
By the way, all those people who were back in the day went to Japan, they know what I'm talking about. You walk into a public restroom, you freak out because you look down on the ground and you go, whoa, what am I supposed to do? How do I do this?
Have you been to Japan?
You just don't, yeah. It was rough.
So I don't know about this. Is this
Dude,
something I
it's
could look
it's
up?
Like, yeah, you can look it up.
So
It's-
you were uncomfortable.
Dude, most uncomfortable I've ever been in my life.
Is there stalls?
No.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, the Unko Museum, Japan, they do it a little different.
Yeah.
But here we go. I want to know. I want to know. And this, I feel certain ways about this. I know probably a lot of listeners feel a certain way about this. Is a veggie burger a burger to you?
Ooh,
Is
it's
it a
great
burger?
question. Do you know that's so weird that you asked that? I actually, dude, you don't watch the Sunday morning news show, do you? With my girl, what's her name? Katie Couric? No. Anyway,
I watched the
He
news.
used to be the older guy. No, but you know the little sun, the one with the sun in the corner? The Sunday morning news. Like, that's the one I like. It's got that lady.
Today?
And it had Jim Gaffigan on it this week. I want you to pull it up. Jim Gaffigan, he talks about cheeseburgers. I'm dead serious. And he talks about how we're ruining cheeseburgers. And it actually is pretty hilarious. I almost would want you to play it since you asked that question. But after watching Jim Gaffigan yesterday, I would have to say, and you'd have to pull it up on the computer, but I would say, absolutely not. And by the way, did you even know that there's a vegan festival coming up?
Where at?
Here in Memphis.
Here in Memphis? Oh,
Mhm.
no, I did not know that. I did
Yeah.
not know that. I probably won't be there. I'm not a vegan.
Yeah, I was invited. And
I like meat.
Kind of said to myself, how do I get out of this one? Like, I'm, for some reason, not good with no. I need to get better at that.
So, burgers, veggie burgers are not a thing.
I mean, dude, I'll eat one if somebody's going to buy one for me. I've had one. There's pretty good. I had one with, like, black beans in it or whatever.
A black
But,
bean burger,
dude,
yeah.
I like a burger.
I like a burger. I like the meat too. But did you know, the reason I asked this
is because of the fake meat.
Mississippi passed a law
Nope.
that makes it illegal to
Uh-oh.
call plant-based meat a burger. So you can
What?
have patties of like
They made
whatever.
it a law?
It's
Like, they needed
it's
a
literally illegal to call it.
They need a law for
burger.
this?
That's what I was wondering
Holy
too.
cow.
That's what I was wondering, and people are outraged by it.
Yeah, I'd be outraged too, just because the fact
Why?
that actually our government.
You're saying veggie? You saying a veggie burger's not a burger though?
No, I'm just saying it's not a burger, but I'm sure as
But,
hell
like, I
saying
don't
we don't
need
need
legislation.
a damn law.
I don't need
You know, I don't need a law on that one, baby. Don't need a law at all.
So these people outraged, man.
Yeah, they crazy, by the way.
Yeah.
So what's the next?
Oh, that's it, man.
Oh, well then
We're wrapped up for the day on our
dude.
good straight no chaser.
Man, I gotta say you're on fire, my man.
Man, I try.
All right, well then good. I get to
Some days are better than others.
Well, then I get to ask you a couple things before I get into some craziness. Now, did you know that Kevin Bacon is 61 today? Do you know who Kevin Bacon is my question.
Of course I know who Kevin Bacon is.
Is it because of 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon?
No.
Did you watch Footloose or something?
I've seen movies with Kevin Bacon in them.
Everybody has. He's in like a million.
So, I mean, I know who Kevin Bacon is.
But isn't, like, I don't know, man. Never mind. I'm not even going to go in that direction. I can't think of anything that he's ever done that has just been like, man, he is the greatest. But, dude, he's been in a million
He's in
things.
everything.
Like, he's in everything.
Continually.
Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know how he does it, but he does it, man. He does it.
He was in Animal House.
I don't even remember him in that one.
Yeah, he's probably played a small thing. I didn't even know that. I'm literally looking through all these movies right now, and I don't even remember the character he played in most of them. Isn't that weird? He's never really like the main guy, is he?
Nope, he is not. But I do want to tell you all this is something that is also very important. There are a lot of things that I'm about to go into, and in Hardwood is going to be absolutely amazing. We are going to have so much fun. I cannot wait. By the way, shout out Snoop. How wrong were you? Did you see the whole Snoop thing about how Kawhi's coming to the Lakers? That was kind of what got us on the started. I thought that was me arguing with you. I can't remember who I was arguing with. Going, no way he's going. Snoop's wrong. Snoop! I love Snoop, but nah. Wrong. But now, I got to ask you this. How is it that this young kid who's 20 years old, the golf cyborg with the weird swing, how did this guy basically come out of nowhere, win a golf tournament? I'm not a golf fan. Is this guy like, is he the real deal Holyfield is my question. Because I believe out of the two people I want to ask you that became famous this weekend, Coco Gauff, Matthew Wolff. Matthew Wolff won a tournament, did something that only Roy McIlroy, Tiger Woods, Jordan Spieth, and Phil Mickelson have done in the last 40 years, under 21 and won a golf tournament. Who is going to be the bigger superstar? Is it going to be Matthew Wolff or is it going to be Coco Gauff? Is she the next, like, big star, or is he the next Tiger Woods, y'all?
I didn't catch Matthew Wolff. I can't lie to you. But Coco Gauff at 15,
See, I got
making it to the round of
but
16.
20, man, it's tough. This one's a tough one. See, I feel like there's more competition in... Man, there's so much competition.
She has
though.
so much to build on from where
But
she's
what I'm
at
saying
right
at
now, and I get
15
he's
years
20,
old, yeah.
but there's been other golfers who have done that at that age. realistically.
Yeah, but only 4, and look how good they are. Phil, Spieth,
Yeah, I'm
Woods,
with you.
McIlroy.
Yeah, but, we'll see.
I'll tell you, hit me up, 67129. I'm going to take a quick break. Y'all let me know. Who do y'all think? We're just, making a prediction over the next 15 years. Who's more relevant? Is it Coco Gauff or Matthew Wolff? Hit me up. Let me know what you think. I got so much stuff to talk about. By the way, also, we got Verlander and against Rue. Those are the starters in the American League, National League. We have the home run derby that is tonight. We'll talk some stuff about that. And I also wanted to remind y'all that Jerry West is a baller shot caller for what he did. We're going to get maybe Tyus. It'll be interesting. LaCroix got killed, and Yachty did not like it. Go look on Twitter if you want to read a lot of F-bombs. Yachty dropped the hammer on people and hurting catchers. He does not like it. The Women's World Cup, they dominated like you have never seen anybody dominate, but they did also separate, I think, the divide more than actually bring us more together like I wanted them to. And that's about it. Now, when we come back to Hardwood, it's going to be something that feels so good. Don't you dare touch that dial. Sports 56, 87.7 FM.
Spend your lunch with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy on Sports 56 middays, delivered by FedEx. Weekdays from 10 to 1 on Sports 56 and 87.7 FM.
At Jason's Deli, you can stuff yourself full of great deli food that's healthy, fresh, and best of all, it's not expensive. Jason's Deli is all about choice. Whether you're looking for a gluten-free menu, vegetarian sandwiches, healthy kids' meals, or if you'd like to invent your sandwich via the build-your-own selections, Jason's Deli has you covered. And they only use fresh, wholesome ingredients. Choose from the club and specialty sandwiches, paninis, wraps, soups, salads, pastas, and much more. I love the cleanliness in the restaurant, the hospitality, and of course the cost. They have a huge salad bar and great soups, including Southwest chicken chili, fire-roasted tortilla, organic vegetable, tomato basil, and many, many more. And if you're planning an event, their catering department is fantastic and can handle any size party. Go check out Jason's Deli's 4 locations. On Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, that's my favorite, on Germantown Parkway in Cordova, at Poplar and Highland, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch.
Driving is freedom. The freedom to keep moving, to control your destiny, and to choose your path. And now, that freedom fits in the palm of your hand. It's called Ford Pass, the only app that gives you roadside assistance, Ford Pass rewards, and now when you buy or lease a new Ford, earn points you can use toward flexible complimentary maintenance that gives you, well, more freedom. Ford Pass, built to keep you moving, built Ford proud. Visit your participating Ford dealership to find out about getting flexible complimentary maintenance when you buy or lease a new Ford and sign up for rewards.
Roadside assistance is included for certain Ford owners and available to everyone for a per-service fee. Ford reserves the right to change program details without obligations. Visit your participating dealer or FordPassRewards.com for program rules and restrictions. Ford Pass, compatible with select smartphone platforms, is available via a download.
Memphis's hometown event is taking on a new identity. The World Golf Championships FedEx St. Jude Invitational makes its debut at TPC Southwind, July 24th through 28th. Don't miss PGA Tour superstars Justin Thomas, Brooks Koepka, and more.
Join me, Dustin Johnson, when I return to TPC Southwind. Tickets are on sale at WGCFedEx.com.
Just the other day, I stumbled across an incredible full-service paint store, Memphis Paints, Benjamin Moore store, located on the corner of Mendenhall and Poplar. I learned how to choose the perfect color from their very helpful staff. Benjamin Moore paints are cut above other paints, high-quality paints that last for years and are easy to clean. Memphis Paints has the largest selection of colors on your palette, so whether you're painting walls, bricks, or concrete, let Memphis Paints and Benjamin Moore help you make the change. Located 699 South Mendenhall, call today Memphis Paints and Benjamin Moore at 901-683-7369.
Did you know Davis Motorhome Mart is one of the top 10 Tiffin dealers in the U.S.? Come tour the 7.5 acres of beautiful travel trailers, motorhomes, fifth wheels, and toy hauler towables half tons. Motorhomes from 27 feet up to 45 feet from brands like Winnebago, Coachman, Puma, Highland Ridge, and Tiffin. Take advantage of Davis Motorhome Mart's big blowout sale on 2019s and 2020s on their way. Stop by your gateway to travel freedom. Davis Motorhome Mart at 1145 East Brooks Road in Memphis. Call 901-332-3414 and cruise by the website davismotorhomes.com.
I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses. I Buy Houses will buy a house in any area, in any condition, and yes, it's guaranteed to close in 5 days. If you need to sell your home quickly, call 901-406-1101. If you've been through a divorce, if you lost your job, if you're tired of renters, I Buy Houses can get you your money quickly. I Buy Houses will buy your home in Shelby County, DeSoto County, Memphis, Bartlett, South Haven, Horn Lake, Olive Branch, anywhere and everywhere in between in any condition. And yes, they're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Grab that pen, 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses.
Now back to Johnny Radio's Happy Hour.
Kick it over here. Kick it.
On Sports 56 and 87.7 FM. Here's your host, John Harden.
Gold and shackles, ball and chain. Listen to the whistle of the evening train. You know you about to wind up dead. You don't head back to Tennessee jet. The rich man step on my poor head. When you get back, you better butter my bread. Well, you know it's a
Like I said, man, I need to hear a little bit of Jerry. Just breaks me, man. How many crazy people are out there and aren't listening to anything? You just really, really care about these 25 girls, don't you?
I finally, at the break, I finally understood, John.
Thank you.
I finally understood where you're coming from. You do admit that, though, year to year, as far as these 20 friendlies goes, and their year-to-year salary, it doesn't make sense. That's
Doesn't make any
unfair.
sense. Yeah, it's unfair, absolutely.
They need more.
Yeah, I
But
definitely agree.
When you look at the fact that the U.S. women made $4 million, and you look at the women, the U.S. women made $4 million for winning. Then you look at the French men making $38 million. That's not a wage problem. That's a revenue-generated problem.
Mm-hmm.
Overseas and internationally, the Women's World Cup just does not do as well as the Men's World Cup.
It's pretty simple. All you have to do is look right here. Is the NBA make more money than the WNBA?
Nope. And I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying anything like that. But I'm just saying there's a revenue problem. It's not a wage
Simple.
problem.
It's
It's a revenue problem.
Now, where I said the real outrage really does lie today, and I would love for y'all to realistically, if you want to be honestly and you want to be truthful to yourself and you want to get upset about something, please go and look at my young lady who has done some amazing reporting. But Catherine Burgess, she has been out there. She's with Memphis News. She has dropped a whole lot of stuff with the commercial appeal, and it's all about, Dr. David Rudd and the whole, kind of spat with Mayor Lee Harris, the Shelby County mayor, and the whole veto of, Dr. David Rudd vetoing, giving mostly, again, African-American women who have children a living wage, which would be nice since if you watch, CBS Sunday Morning, they basically did a segment on how poor Memphis was if you watched it. And he doesn't want to give them one. He vetoes it. So you know what? Mayor Harris vetoes the $1 million allocated to the University of Memphis swimming facility because he's trying to play a little hardball. And then Rudd's coming back like, I ain't answered to you. I answered the board of trustees. Dude, they make $11.11 an hour. We're trying to get them to $15 an hour. They teach our students. Think about how much you pay, and they make $11.11 an hour. I want you to think about that. That'd trip you out, doesn't it? Messes up your head. Messes up mine. Again, that's where the anger should lie. realistically.
There is, but then year to year for the women, year to year.
Oh, year to year, I agree. Yeah,
there does
The
need to
friendlies-
be some form of anger, just given that they don't make as much as the men, even though they do better in ratings. They do better in generating
They
revenue
need to
year
do,
to
no,
year.
no, but I think that's going to happen in the
But
next
it's-
collective bargaining.
Yeah,
agreement.
when you
It's very
talk about
simple.
when you talk about the FIFA tournament, that's a different entity
It's
entirely.
a completely different entity.
You're
all
talking about
based on
international. You're
revenue.
talking about countries together. You're not just
Globally.
talking about the U.S.
And plus, this is the highest paid women's sports team in the history of women's sports in the world, like ever.
It's interesting. That's an
And that's
interesting
another
fact
interesting
right there.
fact, too.
Well, here's the other thing: the people talking about it, watch it and help them generate more revenue. If you need
Yeah,
them to get more,
watch it, help them generate more revenue. You're right, but just again, don't get mad.
because
at
if
me.
they made $6 billion off the FIFA women's tournament, they'd get paid the same.
They would,
or
You're
more,
right.
because I think their percentage is higher.
But yeah, their percentage is much higher. But the one thing is, because that's the way they did it in their collective bargaining agreement. Because again, people were sitting there going, "How can you not see this?" And I was like, again, because,
well, I guess
who
it-
sets the dollar amount?
But the
and
thi-
again, it's collectively bargained.
And here's
I
what
love
people
this.
need
Who
to
sets
understand.
the dollar amount with 50
Who
exclamation
needs
points?
to They need to understand this: is the FIFA and what the U.S. does are completely different.
Mm-hmm.
What the U.S. has done, women to men, is not correct. They need to fix it.
And
as
again-
far as FIFA goes, they're just going by revenue sharing.
But I also find it very short-sighted that the women fight for only themselves and they don't talk about the other women's pay, like the other teams, and how they aren't making any money. Like there are some teams that don't get paid by their country to what represent their country in the World Cup. They're only talking about themselves. Why don't they talk about like again? This is
when there's a
supposed to-
problem, I don't care. I think you need to expose it when there's a problem.
No, I know, but I mean, they should. You know, again, they're making.
I don't think
they're going to leave this tournament as the highest paid 25 women that leave. They should also mention that not only should we get more pay, that the other countries' women's they might also they deserve some pay as well. That's what I'm that's what I'm saying. You know, promoting only yourself is to me very short-sighted. All I was pointing to.
I also haven't really seen all their interviews. They may be talking about women in general internationally. I don't know all that, but
Well, see, I got the article in front of me, and Alex Morgan's only talking about. She uses all.
Well,
the
she
men
can only
from the
speak on
US
herself,
Yeah,
though,
and
too.
she's taking again, and this is also one who I doubt she splits her $3 million modeling contract with her team, but she gets recognized because she's a U.S. soccer team. I mean, that's what I'm saying.
She shouldn't, though. I don't know if that's a
I know,
valid
but
thing.
what I'm just trying to say is if we want to be real, like what I'm talking about is there is nothing to be mad about with what happened at this World Cup. That's what I'm
that
talking
has
about.
to. You have to create more revenue if you want them to make more money.
Correct.
It's that simple.
It's that
for the FIFA, as far as FIFA goes,
There should
now,
not be
in
any
the
outrage.
U.S. In
There
the
should be
U.S.
celebration.
In the U.S., there should be outrage.
There should
They
be,
need to figure it out.
but it's going to be fixed in the next collective.
Yeah, they need to
bargaining
figure it
agreement.
out.
Unequivocally. You know, it's going to be done, and I believe. And
I don't know. We'll see.
The women
It
are
should.
In a
It should
strong,
absolutely.
They
be
are
done.
in such a strong stance right now that they are definitely going to come out smelling like a rose. At least heck, I'm not even an attorney. You could put me and let me do this, and I can draw this contract up, dadgummit. The girls got them bent over.
Hey man,
they
get
dominated.
the Microsoft Word thing opened up. I'll get a lawyer. We can check this
Dude,
all out.
yeah.
You write it up. I'll have a lawyer check it out.
That's great. I love it. But you know what, man? We've been talking about this stuff all day long. And again, for all you people, I am very, very saddened that you actually would think that I am a racist, sexist. That does hurt my feelings. But again, I will always stand up for what I believe is right. And all I was trying to say is, and let's be real, aren't these basically, I mean, they look like some pretty wealthy, high society Title IX type girls who hadn't been struggling their whole lives, I guess, but like we need to, again, don't worry about.
See, we don't have to go there. We don't have to go there.
You know what? I guess
right?
I'm taking a shot because again, when they're taking shots at me, and it's amazing how they're like calling me a racist, sexist when I'm sitting there trying to fight for 330, people over at the University of Memphis that make $11.11 an hour, and y'all can't understand where I think the real outrage in this community belongs.
And it's just a little misinformed is the problem. Like when you look at the FIFA and you look at the World Cup, you have to generate more revenue to make more, and it's just that simple. And I don't think people realize that is the problem. You got to do your research on this stuff before you start throwing out, calling John a sexist, a racist, all this stuff. you got to get informed before you do things like that. And yes, this whole time, there needs to be a voice for the voiceless as well, like you're talking about.
And that's what I'm just trying to say is, when, you have somebody like Mayor Harris doing an amazing job and fighting Dr. David Rudd, and Dr. David Rudd's done a great job with, Penny, and the basketball is going in the right direction. Just because, athletic department's going in the right direction doesn't mean everything is smelling like roses. Look at what's going on with Bowen, Melissa McFerrin, all kinds of other stuff. And then look at the 330 people that make $11.11 an hour. That is an absolute disgrace. Now, I have to say, I'm coming back because I got a man that got an alligator in his car, okay? I got a dude. I got beaches with algae, and then I got playmates I want to talk about. So we're going to have a whole lot of fun because I wasted a little too much time, but I'm going to take you to Hardwood on the other side. This is Sports 56, 87.7 FM.
Sports Time with Rollo and Stats. Every weekday afternoon from 3 till 6. Right here on Sports 56 and 87.7 FM.
Frontier Western Store's world-famous boot showroom is waiting for you. With aisles and aisles of boots in one easy spot, you will find your next favorite pair at Frontier. Everyone loves Ariat boots, and Frontier has over 1,000 pair in that brand alone. Come grab a pair of rugged work boots like the Work Hog, or discover an everyday classic in Ariat's Rambler. Tons of other brands as well: Rocky, Dan Post, Red Wing, Durango, Justin, Twisted X, and many more. Frontier constantly restocks and refreshes their lineup of boots, so you're certain to walk out of the store happy in your new comfortable footwear. They have a wide assortment of sizes available for men, women, and children. Work, dress, or play, Frontier's knowledgeable staff will cheerfully help you find the perfect fit. It's boots galore at Frontier Western Store, 5880 Goodman Road, Olive Branch, or on the web at frontierwesternstore.com. Family owned and operated, you know it, since 1967.
First Bank is here to help you, whether you're a business looking for a loan to expand or refinance an existing one, a homeowner looking for a mortgage or home equity line, a consumer wanting to finance your dream car, or wanting a competitive rate on your CD deposits. Let First Bank try to handle your banking needs. Stop into one of First Bank's 3 local branches today: 6482 Poplar Avenue, just east of International Paper, 8398 Highway 64 across from Wolf Chase, and 6280 Highway 64 in Oakland. Or check them out online at firstbankonline.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
New Life Medical Center has moved to a new, larger location that allows them to better serve their patients. I go to New Life Medical Center for testosterone replacement therapy, which is one of many things they do. They also treat erectile dysfunction and can relieve the pain of joint injuries with stem cell and platelet-rich plasma treatments. They also take care of patients with diabetes, high blood pressure, sick visits, and much more with no appointment necessary and minimal wait times. New Life Medical Center is now at 9160 Highway 64. That's just off I-40. Stop in and see what they can do for you.
There's a new commissary in town in Collierville. Germantown Commissary is doubling. Yeah, they're still going to have the old Germantown Commissary by the tracks, but now there's a huge new Germantown Commissary in Collierville at Poplar and Houston Levy Road. It's huge, too. There's a drive-through. There's plenty of parking. No telephone pole to get in your way. A cool patio. It's right by the track, so the tradition continues. And this is a tradition that's been around forever. That commissary is famous for hickory-smoked, slow-cooked Memphis-style barbecue. They've got a private party room at the new one in Collierville. Self-catering still continues. Party packs for $5.95. Basically, the great ribs, the great pulled shoulder, the great deviled eggs. Everything is there in Collierville and Germantown now. So there is now a Germantown and Collierville style of barbecue. It's called Germantown Commissary.
Driving is freedom. The freedom to keep moving, to control your destiny, and to choose your path. And now that freedom fits in the palm of your hand. It's called Ford Pass, the only app that gives you roadside assistance, Ford Pass rewards, and now when you buy or lease a new Ford, earn points you can use toward flexible complimentary maintenance that gives you, well, more freedom. Ford Pass, built to keep you moving, built Ford proud. Visit your participating Ford dealership to find out about getting flexible complimentary maintenance when you buy or lease a new Ford and sign up for rewards.
Roadside assistance is included for certain Ford owners and available to everyone for a per-service fee. Ford reserves the right to change program details without obligations. Visit your participating dealer or FordPassRewards.com for program rules and restrictions. Ford Pass, compatible with select smartphone platforms, is available via a download.
University Plastic Surgeons is proud to offer Cool Sculpting at 25% off. Freeze away your fat with the world's #1 non-invasive fat reduction treatment. You'll see results without surgery or downtime. Cool Sculpting is FDA cleared, safe, and effective. University Plastic Surgeons offers this simple in-office treatment. This non-invasive 45 to 60-minute procedure can actually be performed on your lunch hour. 25% off treatments until July 31st. Go to utuniversityplasticsurgeons.com or call today to schedule your consultation. 350-4858. 350-4858.
Now back to Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. Here we go. On Sports 56 and 87.7 FM.
What is up? Welcome back into a little Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. I am your sports mixologist, John Harden. Other side of the glass is my man, Gabe Kuhn. And we are sitting here rocking and rolling, talking about a little bit of everything. Hope y'all are having some fun like I am. Tonight, we have a home run derby. Before I get into Hardenwood, I always give y'all a pick of the day. And since we don't have any baseball games, I'm going to give you who to take in the home run derby, and I'm going to explain it to you why right before I go to Hardenwood.
There's a couple people at plus 400, right? Like
there
a few. And
isn't
Vlad like a 7 seed?
Man,
the seeding doesn't matter, does it?
He was the last seed, I thought. I thought he was dead last.
Does the seeding even matter? No.
Oh, no.
No, yeah.
Absolutely not. No. But I'm going to explain something to you what does matter. And these are the things that matter to me. Average exit velocity, hard hit rate, slugging percentage, and the fact that this is a progressive field in Cleveland that is set up for what? Left-handed power hitters. When you think of left-handed power hitters this year in this year's home run derby, who just jumps to your mind?
I want to say Josh Bell.
You
is
are
one of my
100%. He's my favorite percent. You want me to tell you?
And I love lefties in the home run derby seem to do well. I mean, because usually right field's a little shorter.
You want to know why, though, he's going to win? Think about this. Josh Bell this season ranks second in percent when it comes to average exit velocity. He's number 2. He's number 3 when it comes to hard hit rate. Number 4 when it comes to the extended slugging percentage. And my man's got 26 home runs in 85 games. Plus to 59 total extra base hits. So he is jacking it hard, if you know what I'm saying. And he is, again, a left-handed power hitter. And tonight, it's at Progressive Field. Progressive Field is in Cleveland. That is an excellent park for what? Left-handed power hitters. Josh Bell is my pick. And the dude is 6'4", again.
What are his odds?
240
He's not one of the favorites.
Pounds. Okay? In fact, I got it right here. Let me pull it up. MLB Home Run Derby odds, baby. By the way, I just wanted to remind you, 6'4", 240. 6'4", 240. Yeah. Now, you do have a guy that is a Cleveland Indian in the Home Run Derby. My man Santana. Some people might be.
Josh Bell's 7-2. Just saw it.
I was getting. Oh, good job. I was going to say, my man Santana, Mr. Carlos Santana, and not the one who sings, is 950 plus 950 at his own home. That's not a bad bet. But right now, Josh Bell just feels like that guy who's going to knock it out of the ballpark. I love it. I love it. I love it. Now, give me that Hardenwood.
This is Access Hardenwood.
Oh, yes, sir. And now I get to tell you about the craziness. And, man, we had some craziness. Now, out of all the things, if you're a police officer, now that is a tough job, okay? And you pull somebody over, I can imagine that that's probably a very scary situation for both parties. But being a police officer, you walk up and you never, ever know what you're going to walk up on. You know what I'm saying? Like, believe it or not, we're all a little bit nuts, okay? Now, you pull up and you see in that show, like you pull up, sir, license and registration. Hands on the wheel, 10 and 2. By the way, kids, this is a PSA. When you get pulled over, always keep your hands at 10 and 2 on the wheel, baby. And then you're good to go. So let's do 10 and 2. Now, for a cop, again, it's very scary. So you pull up, sir, hand me your license or registration. He does it. Sir, what's that in your car? Nothing. Why is it moving? I don't know. And then they open it up and you find it's an alligator with duct tape around its mouth. Yeah. Tell me this guy doesn't have meth in his car. Well, I will tell you he does. In fact, have meth in his car. Speaking of Florida and our fine law enforcement offices down there, yep, they actually pulled over a guy. This is not a joke. This happened this weekend. So I don't know if he was partying hard for the 4th of July. I don't know if there's like a new black market for alligators. Actually, I don't understand. In the last, this year, I've done 3 alligator stories. A guy who had one in his house that was living in a jacuzzi. Another one who had it in his bathtub. And now this guy who, again, a police officer, like you never know what you're going to walk up on. But to walk up on a guy who's got an alligator in his front seat has got to be the last thing in your mind you ever thought you were going to pull up and have this kind of a scene. Again, he was also found with meth and other drugs and an alligator. But that's the key. Florida. Fun stuff.
Florida, man. I always read the headline after I see those 2 words.
Florida, you vacation, you don't really live there. Now, Monroe, Louisiana. The Mississippi Gulf Coast. This area down here, this is not a joke. I'm being dead serious. Do not plan a vacation this weekend. Don't be heading down to the beach. If y'all don't know what I'm talking about, I'm being dead serious. This literally happened yesterday. It is still going on right this minute. All of Mississippi's Gulf Coast beaches have been closed for swimming because of toxic blue-green algae. It's blanketed the state's waters, and like all 21 beaches have been closed. This is serious. This is not a joke. I'm being dead serious. So if you're heading down there, you better turn around, homie, because this stuff will kill you. Like, if it doesn't kill you, you will have the worst rash, the worst stomach cramps, nausea, diarrhea, and vomiting. And they say you will wish for death. So, yeah, stay out of the dead.
Be careful
water,
out
homies.
there, man.
I'm serious.
Like, for real. That's trouble.
It's almost as bad as that new STD that's going around. Have you heard about that, by the way? Carl, you're a young fella.
Is that the superbug?
Yeah, the superbug?
Yeah.
Super gonorrhea?
Yeah.
Dude, run, son. Run! Started in London, man. Told y'all it was coming. By the way, do y'all know that we went to the moon, 25 years ago? So, everybody and their grandmother's doing Apollo this, Apollo that. I have to tell you, in my research, in my digging, I found something that was so funny, and I can't stop laughing. I love it. Did you know that they took some Playboys
to the moon?
To the moon, dude.
Who was it? And I have to know when this happened. I'm so lost.
This is so awesome. Okay, so by the way, it's the 50th anniversary of the first ever moon landing. There's 50 days to the moon. This little website. It's got a little 6-minute read every day. It's not very big, but this is the first time that the article is just, okay, this is a Hardwood story. Yes, the astronauts, they were going to be up there for 4 days, man. The question is where did they ever get privacy? That's the other thing that's weird to me. But yeah, they took a couple of Hugh Hefner's finest, and I'm not talking about the ladies, but the magazines. And we don't know, but we think Miss December 1969. She's in about 9 pages, smiling, wearing a Santa hat. She was on there. We also believe that there was another one, and they haven't really released her name. So the only one we know right now, we think, is Miss December 1969. And do you know who that is? Nope, because you were too young. Cynthia Myers. So, Cynthia Myers, not only were you in Playboy, but you went to the moon, girl. How dope is that? That is actually kind of cool. Not very many people can say they went to the moon.
And they kept this under wraps, too, man.
Dude, for a long time, man. Speaking of keeping it under wraps, there was an article where it said, Yelly pulls out. I clicked on that thing so fast, and it turns out Christian Yelich, who's leading at the All-Star break, 31 home runs.
What did you expect to see?
I didn't know, dude.
But you clicked on it quick.
Heck yeah, dude.
You clicked on it before you even thought that through, huh?
Heck yeah, that was clickbait like a mug, man. It got me. I had to know. Because you never know what could be on your phone these days and on the internet. You can see some crazy stuff, like the fact that they took a Playmate to the moon, Again, I just want to ask this question. Have you ever seen how small that little thing was that they sat in for those 4 days that took them to the moon? That thing was little, man. But anyway, we won't get into that part. Now, I've been having a lot of fun, but I do want to ask y'all, how do y'all feel? And I know it's the end of the show, but realistically, Ja Morant and another small guy guard, what do y'all feel about that? And yes, he might be happy that he's leaving Minnesota and everything, but I don't know, dude. Do you think this would be a good thing for the Grizzlies? I don't know. I was just going to ask Gabe, but we don't really want to talk about that right now. There's too many funny things out there. Like some of the craziest things that I've seen this week besides the alligator, the blooms, the Playmate. What about this one? This one's pretty good too. Did you know, oh man, I can't believe this. So, did you know Miss Hooters, she won for Tennessee. Miss Hooters is from Tennessee, by the way. Miss Hooters, the Tennessee finalist. She is accused of trashing her boyfriend's house after a bad breakup. Now, I want to ask you, if you're Miss Hooters, aren't you going somewhere? Like, aren't you on your way up to, like, up the corporate chain to, like, Hooter Girl of the Year or something? And be in magazines on maybe, like, some things. Maybe you don't even have to wait tables anymore. You just go stay in there in an outfit. But I would have to think that your life is going in the right direction. You're Miss Hooters, Tennessee. And not only are you Miss Hooters, Tennessee, but you win Miss Hooters. And then you have to lose your title because you beat up your boyfriend and trash his house? Now, is this a Miss Hooters thing? And this is why she's not Miss America? And the fact that they take away her title, doesn't this kind of sound like something that Miss Hooters would do? Or am I just being a jerk again? No, it's a real story. You can check it out. I did retweet it.
Are there women that have been in the Hooters contest that have gone over to Miss America and Miss USA?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it's just, isn't like the Hooters thing like a bikini contest and stuff like that, basically?
You know, I literally...
Do you know?
I honestly don't know. Again, I
you
bet
seem
my
like
guy
a guy
with the
that would
alligator,
know, man.
No, the dude with the alligator in the front seat, I bet you $1 million he could tell you anything about it, though. I know he could. He's got that thing. Man, he's got that thing. Don't forget, we're always brought by a good guy, and that's MemphisFarmers.com. My man, Chad Gatlin, he's got you covered like you would never believe. They got packages, auto, life, any kind of insurance. But the most important thing is just go to his website, MemphisFarmers.com. Chad Gatlin, he's my guy. Now, guys, we got Brett Norsworthy, Dave Woloshin. They're coming up next with a little sports time. So whatever you do, don't touch that dial. Get out there and make this world a better place. I'll see y'all on the flip side. Peace.
And I'm going